If you look at historically where is banking started, it started by trying to extend reach. And as channels evolved, the internet came in, banks wanted to make sure they are present on the internet. The mobile phones have come in, banks want to be on the mobile. The core reason for being there is to have presence. Banks have ideated and tried all of new channels as they come in and to take advantage of it. But what's the real driver behind this? The main driver that we have seen is presence and hopefully a cost reduction in trying to make sure that the transactions are no longer happening in the branch but are happening across in the channel. So cost tended to be the first driver for this change. Today in the increasing competition that you have, the key question that comes in is, are you looking at the channel to just save costs? Or are you trying to look at monetizing the channel to drive revenue out of the channel? That's where the next wave of banking is going to come about. And we think it's going to be a very interesting time for banks because they will have to compete for trying to sell more using these channels. That, I think, is where the paradigm shift is going to come in. This is perhaps going back to the basics of marketing when you look at the way banks need to look at engaging with their customer. It's a very phased approach. The first thing that you need to do is build stickiness on the channel. So what we are doing in FLEXCUBE in terms of making sure that the product has all the right features is trying to drive stickiness as being the first objective. Make sure that there's just via one single login page, as soon as you log in, everything that you need to find out about your account is at the same place. That's the very first step. Next step is translate that information into a set of actionable information. So that means that you slice and dice and give the customer the ability to slice and dice their spends and start going towards personal financial management, where you try to look at how are you spending your money. Once you've done that, you are going to have the customer come again and again to your channel. That means that the eyeball is longer on your channel. Then start making offers to them which are based on the profile of the customer. You will find very easily, you're trying to sell a motorcycle to a 60-year-old retiree is not really the way you want to have banking happen. You want to be very proactive, look at the customer, look at their profile and understand what phase of a life cycle they are in, and then drive a model of selling right things to them. So we have integrated with a whole set of Oracle technologies which gives us the capability to make the right kind of offers at the right place. So if you're on the web, we will try and tell you, here is some interesting offers which would take you down a little bit more of reading. But when you're on the mobile and trying to do this, what makes more sense is to make sure that location-based offers are thrown at you. So that means when I walk into a mall, I know that the bank has got 5 discount offers which have been in tie-up with merchants. So that brings about the ability to cross-sell and upsell higher value for the bank, because the bank will then earn fee-based income. Let's take it a step further and move from looking at your basic transactions to trying to sell wealth to them. Let's make sure that we are educating the customer with the right kind of information which is driven by the insights that you have based on the information about the customer that you have from before. So that's where we think it is headed. There are lots of other interesting stuff, like how do you make sure that the conversations that you're having across the enterprise with this customer are stored at the same place and made available on the channels. There's a lot of interesting new ideas out there, and we are changing our product day in and day out and bringing new and new features which match those needs. So we think we have the right solution to sell and help banks sell more into and monetize the channel.